Can you imagine an idea conceived on a delayed train, motivated by adverse life situations, finally published after 6 years of continuous hard work and rejected by 12 publishers? Yes, this is the story behind Harry Potter. Welcome to another video essay, and today we will talk about what, in my opinion, is the greatest story ever told. For this, we'll divide the video into 4 parts: the story, the characters, the continuity, and the potential that Harry Potter series has. Let's dive in the magical community of wizards. One of the prime reasons for the success of the Harry Potter franchise is the premise it follows. When the first book was published in 1998, it gave the people a story which gave justice to the world of magic. With magic not being limited to one person only, but building a community around it. Harry enters the world of magic being as clueless as us and learns things along the way, just like we do. That builds a connection of the reader and the story. Another great feat is the realism of it. Despite being a complete fantasy, it still inculcates human values such as love, fear, sacrifice, and much more, which makes the story much more grounded and real. This is the reason why we don't reject the sacrificial protection given by Lily on the night of her death, because we have seen, understood, and felt the love behind it. Now, despite the story being so deeply written, it still expands, and by that I mean it has expanded to around 2000 years, because the oldest recorded history of the wizarding world dates back to before 100 AD, which gives the wizarding world a history of its own, a history which is studied by Potterheads and is built upon time after time by J.K. Rowling on the Wizarding World website. Another thing which fascinates me is how the story matures with the characters and the audience. Let me explain. As the story moves forward, it starts getting darker and darker with every upcoming book. In the first 3 books, Harry, despite being in mortal danger, finds father figures in the likes of Dumbledore, Sirius, and Lupin. And in the following 4 books, he loses more people than he gains, starting with Cedric's death in Goblet of Fire. That marked the end of Harry's childhood and the start of the dark side of the story. Now, as the story progresses, it inculcates a lot of details which may seem trivial when they are presented to us for the first time, but those trivial moments then pay off highly in the upcoming stories in the series or the Fantastic Beasts series, and that gives a feeling of fulfillment to the audience and also shows the creative genius of J.K. Rowling. When Snape said his first words to Harry Potter,
"Tell me, what would I get if I added powdered root of asphodel to an infusion of wormwood?"
who knew that in Victorian flower language it meant, "I bitterly regret Lily's death," hence overshadowing a moment which is still 7 books ahead. And that's not the only reference or Easter egg in the books. There are countless other ones. The next thing which has elevated the series to what it is today is the way the characters are defined in the books. The biggest advantage J.K. had while writing this series was the wide variety of characters she could have, and that's a place where she absolutely nails it. The characters of the story are highly relatable to the young audience when they are introduced to us. We have a humble character with Harry Potter, the confident and brilliant character with Hermione, and a timid character with Neville, and many more which are not less, but the thing is, the range makes it relatable for everyone and hence builds a connection as the story progresses. Now, when the story progresses and it expands, the characters have a lot of development behind themselves, which makes their character arc so deep that for even every unusual action they take, there is a reason which you will figure out eventually. Also, if you connect with them, you grow as the character does. Over a period of 7 years, as the characters learn some values, you do too. And because the characters relate to you so much, you form an emotional bond with them, and that's when all these characters become iconic. So, in a line, I'd like to put the characters in one sentence. All the characters have a past which motivates their present and actions which shape their future. Talking about past, present, and future, let's talk about something which has been a merit like no other: continuity. The continuity of the Wizarding World is a feat which is very hard to achieve. Even after the extension of the story to more than 1000 years, the continuity has been maintained so beautifully along the way that you think that all of the story has been planned way before the first book was published. So, the merit in continuity of this series comes from the masterpiece combination of a brilliantly written storyline with supremely fleshed out characters. When these two things combine, it engulfs the reader in the books, and after that, they have this level of continuity maintained even after time travel being involved in the story. You know you're witnessing the work of a genius. You know why the Harry Potter brand is worth more than $25 billion today. Talking about money, let's talk about something that can make the Harry Potter brand more valuable than $25 billion: the potential that it still has. Even after surfacing on the earth for the first time in 1998 and the last movie coming in 2018, the Wizarding World still has a plethora of cards to show. As I said, the history of this world is more than 1000 years old, and we only know about a couple hundred years. Just imagine the potential this series possesses, which can be fleshed out in the following 2 decades. If you are a Potterhead, you know how hungry we are for another iconic series like Harry Potter. Just expect what a Founders series would do. We can have a very own Game of Thrones of the Wizarding World. Leaving out fantasies, we constantly have new information added on the Wizarding World website by J.K. Rowling. Also, the 2 movies of the Fantastic Beasts franchise, which have almost made $2 billion on the box office, are expected to come out with 3 more movies to make a 5-movie spin-off of the Wizarding World. So, in short, the Harry Potter series has been revolutionary in the world of books, which has a really great storyline with well-built characters and continuity like no other, which still has a lot of potential. So, we talked about Harry Potter, but even if you're remotely connected with the series, you must be thinking, we didn't discuss the Cursed Child. The reason is that I don't consider it canon. Now, what is canon? Canon means everything that adds to the original story. We know Harry Potter is all fictional, but it still has an original story which includes the 7 books, the writings and ebooks by J.K. Rowling on Pottermore website, and the Fantastic Beasts movies. Now, we don't consider the Harry Potter movies as canon, and because the Cursed Child has a lot of mistakes that makes it non-canon. If you want to know more, just watch a video by Super Carlin Brothers on why it's not canon. I'll link it below. So that's it for this video. If you're watching till here, congratulations and thank you so much for watching. Now please leave a like and do comment on this video, as it takes a lot of effort to come up with these kind of video essays, and I would be thankful if you support me. Also follow my Instagram. I usually post poems, edits and sketches there, so follow for exclusive content. So that's it for this video, and I will see you in the next one.